welcome to the EEPROM 9. As some of you know, I have a bit of an affinity for the Acorn Electron. It goes back all the way back because it was actually the second vintage computer I own. I'm talking proper 1980s vintage, not just some random 1992 laptop. And so I acquired my first Acorn Electron, who is this guy. And he has been in the collection for a long time. I even went out and managed to obtain a spare ULA and find a source for the sockets for these ULAs that go in these things, because the ULAs and their sockets are as rare as hen's teeth. You're just not going to find them quite often, so I was quite lucky to run into both of those eventually. It was literally just like eBay searching for God knows how long. Years, I think, actually. Because I've picked up the odd like dead Electron on eBay, and it's quite often the ULA that fails in these. And so I obtained him. Then I wanted to make a laptop out of an Acorn Electron, and those of you who are here from the beginning, back in the beginning, will remember this. The Electron laptop. Yes, it's butt ugly. Yes, I probably shouldn't have done it because it did involve drilling screws into an Acorn Electron. But I originally built this from a dead one, so we do have that. But as a project, it worked, and it worked very well. You know, you get it on the screen. It was very convenient for uni because all I'd have to do is hook up a tape drive and power, and then I could just play on the Acorn Electron. This was like the perfect university, like vintage computer, basically. Because lugging everything all round separately is an absolute pain, let's be honest. It's not all that easy wiring it all up. It's nice having it in a compact form factor like this. In fact, this is the reason I was after a +1 interface for a long time, and Retro Gamer VX actually sent me a +1 for free, which to this day I'm absolutely massively thankful, because people don't have to do that. People don't have to give you stuff for free. So when they do out the kindness of just like because they want to help you or do something, it's brilliant. And you know, I appreciate it whenever someone does. It's like there's someone called Edwin Burton who's on the Facebook group, and I think he's also somewhere in the comments, I don't know. And he sent a box full of stuff. Some of it's appeared in videos, some of it hasn't. Some of it's in the shed at the moment, some of it's floating around in here somewhere. You know, I'm still getting everything organised. I've got to dismantle the entire computer setup over there today. But that's not getting to what's on the desk. This is actually the newest Electron I've gained. And this one is my test Electron, because it's one I actually fixed. No, it was working, but it's a test Electron. I use it for testing. I think it was one I actually originally fixed by swapping the motherboard. But as you notice, there's a monitor here with a green screen. How did I get that, you ask? Well, it was originally a CCTV monitor. And a while ago, I'm talking months now, within the year, I actually brought one of these, and if you look on the box, you'll see exactly what it is. VACO CRT module. But of course, not composite input, is it? I figured out how to power it up, but you got to drive all the horizontal and vertical sync and video all externally yourself. Now, I don't know enough about the intricacies of how CRTs work to figure that out myself. I'm stupid. You know, I can't help that. I'm a digital electronics man, not an analog electronics man. As soon as you go into the analog electronics route, I'm phased. Well, I put a call out on the EV blog, and like most of the things I put out on the EV blog, they're ignored. I don't know why. I think it's just I don't think it's anything particularly personal. I just think it's just like there's so much stuff on there that you just get ignored quite often, unless you have something that just miraculously piques people's interest, like my IBM 5150 restoration. That got a lot of interest. Stuff to do with my Husky Hunters did, and some stuff on the thermal imaging camera actually that I did a recent teardown of. So, where is this all leading to? Well, a few months back again, I brought the solid state module for the Acorn Electron. I was wanting to design my own, but would I ever get round to that? Hell no. So I did the Bex thing. It's from Europe. I still don't know how to actually use it. I've tested it. It works. I just don't know how to use it because I want to get all the tape game images on there. And that has to do with this. The dead Electron motherboard I ended up with, because I actually brought one online to replace a one which was dead in the Electron laptop. I blew it up or something. I don't remember now. And I actually fixed this. I actually got round to fixing it with that spare ULA and obtaining those sockets. Here's the PLCC sockets that are super rare. And literally, a few minutes ago, I built this. It's a dummy keyboard module that you just plug in because the Electron will not boot most of the time, depending on the ULA revision. Will not boot if it doesn't have a keyboard plugged in, so this acts as a dummy keyboard to do just that. I should put a schematic on my Facebook group actually. And that's where this comes in. I brought this little black and white CCTV monitor. Well, I could use that, but instead I swapped the CRTs between the Valco module and this. So the Valco module's got the black and white CRT. This one has the nice green screen one, which also has, I don't know if you'll see this, some decent high persistence phosphor. Yeah, you can't really see it. I can't see it really well in this light, so you're not going to see it. And sorry about the high pitched squeal. I don't actually know how to get OBS to fix that, so you're just going to have to deal with it. It's annoying to me too, but meh. I've grown up with CRTs, so I'm kind of used to it. You just sort of accept it. And this all comes in that I want to use this motherboard, but it's orphaned, doesn't have a case, doesn't have a keyboard. So I've obtained a like half-built ZX81 keyboard that came with an issue 1 ZX81 motherboard that I'm in the process of restoring. The video module later I'm basically rebuilding. So output's composite. I might do something similar like this with the ZX81 in the future. But I basically want to build a 1980s style luggable Acorn Electron. And that's what's to sum this up. Solid state storage. Acorn Electron. I'm currently in contact with Facebook. Someone on Facebook to obtain a Slogger RAM expansion-y like turbo module for the Electron to go on this board. That's going to be the monitor. It's going to be green screen. Yeah, I could have used an LCD, but that's not 1980s style luggable now, is it? It's got to be a CRT, and it's got to be a green screen if it's going to be monochrome. And yes, there were plenty that used monochrome white phosphor displays, but that's not fitting with the theme I want. So, that's the plan. I'm in the process of obtaining all the parts, getting everything working. The next thing I need to do is actually go out and buy the chassis material from B&Q or whatnot. And I also need to build or obtain a 10 volt center tapped power supply, I'm going to call it, that outputs negative 5 volts and normal positive 5 volts, although really it's just a center tapped 10 volt power supply. You know, this whole thing of like negative 5 volts technically doesn't actually exist. It's just normal 5 volts, but you're just putting it in reverse into the circuit. It's basically swapping the negative with the positive. This whole thing of like ground, there's a lot of ethereal concepts in electronics that are just nonsense. So that is the goal of this project, and this is my introduction to it. Now, I do not know how long this project will take me. I've got to dismantle that this weekend, so so I have a very limited time window to work on that because I've got many other things that need doing that aren't fun little random electronics projects. But yeah, that's the end all, to make the Acorn Electron Portable, or as you could call it, the Acorn Electron Laptop 2. And I might look into actually having it battery powered and all that, although with this it's going to be fairly power hungry. Well, they're saying it's only drawing about 480 milliamps. Now, the dog might be up to something, so I've got to cut short now. But anyway, that's the end gist of it. I might add battery power to it, I might not. It'd be quite fun to actually sit there playing on it, the train actually. People be like, what's that? Oh, I built it myself. People get really impressed when you do that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, this is my introduction to the project. Sorry I didn't do a big live video building this. This turned out to take a while to do through testing. Made a few mistakes. Managed not to blow up any Acorn Electron motherboards this time, which is good. Because they are getting unobtainium. And yeah. Thanks for watching.